And they're headed by an enormous outsider, a horse that ran in the champion hurdle here early in the week, Astonville. You can have 1,000 to 1, and that's not generous. Tom Scudamore, Ballycassidy at 100 to 1, Seamus Durack, B4 Salmon at 5 to 1, Paul Carberry, Celestial Gold at 9 to 2, Timmy Murphy, Grey Abbey and Graham Lee a 9 to 1 chance. Then Barry Geraghty riding the King George winner, Kicking King, who is the 4 to 1 favourite. Pizarro at 14 to 1, Davy Russell. Royal Auclair at 50s, Christian Williams. Sir Rembrandt at 12 to 1, Andrew Thornton. Then after Sir Rembrandt, Strong Flow and Ruby Walsh at 5 to 1. Take the Stand at 33's Tony Dobbin. The Real Bandit, Tony McCoy wearing a red cap at 20 to 1. Tutchev at 50 to 1, Robert Thornton. And Truckers Tavern at 125 to 1. Former Gold Cup runner-up Brian Harding. Ven Ottery 250 to 1 for Jamie Moore.
Grey Abbey, they're beginning to line up for the 2005 Gold Cup. The starter mounting his rostrum, calling the race, Simon Holt.
And the job for Tom Taff and his training colleagues is over. Such a tough job to get these horses just to the start, as we've learned in the last few days. They jump away with Kicking King going to go off the favourite at 4 to 1 for the Toe Sport Cheltenham Gold Cup. And the front runner, the natural front runner, Grey Abbey's straight into the lead in the hands of Graham Lee. From Ballycassidy in second place over fence number 1, Sir Rembrandt, and then Pizarro. Making a hash of the first was Take a Stand. B4 Salmon was a bit awkward as well. Ven Ottery is the early back marker as they run on towards the second. Grey Abbey jumps it beautifully from Ballycassidy and Sir Rembrandt. Then Pizarro, followed by Royal Auclair in a noseband. Then the Real Bandit up the inside of Strong Flow in orange colours. After Strong Flow, a couple of lengths away is Tutchev. Take the Stand has blundered at the first two fences. Then Kicking King, Astonville, held up towards the rear, Truckers Tavern with Celestial Gold, B4 Salmon, and finally Ven Ottery, some way off the pace, about 20-25 lengths behind the leader, Grey Abbey, who's got the field reasonably strung out as they go towards the third. Grey Abbey, former Scottish national winner, leads the way here. Pizarro makes a mistake there. All safely over, though, as they now head towards the water. Grey Abbey leading from Ballycassidy in the noseband. And after Ballycassidy is Sir Rembrandt. And they're followed by Royal Auclair and Pizarro. And splashing the water at the back was Truckers Tavern. Made a very bad mistake there and drops to the tail. Over the next, Grey Abbey from Ballycassidy. Then Pizarro and Sir Rembrandt. Royal Auclair, Strong Flow. Next is Tutchev, and on the inside is the Real Bandit as they jump the next. And all safely over that one. B4 Salmon still held up some way off the pace as now they swing left-handed uphill towards this next open ditch, and Grey Abbey has the lead still to Ballycassidy in second place, Pizarro and Sir Rembrandt, then Royal Auclair, the Royal Bandit up the inside, Truckers Tavern's jumping appallingly at the rear, Strong Flow moving forward just a shade, and shadowing him is Kicking King in the purple and white jacket, followed by Tutchev. As they jump the next, Take the Stand is over next from Celestial Gold, Astonville, then Ven Ottery, B4 Salmon, and finally Truckers Tavern. Making a left-hand turn now towards a tricky fence, which is slightly on the descent, and it's Grey Abbey that continues to lead this 2005 Gold Cup field as they take this fence. Grey Abbey from Ballycassidy landing over it safely. B4 Salmon was a bit awkward at the back there. Ven Ottery is pulling far too hard, too early in the race as they run down the hill. Grey Abbey continues from Ballycassidy, followed closely by Sir Rembrandt in the red and yellow jacket on the outside. Then Pizarro, who's a bit erratic at the fences. The Real Bandits up the inside in a red cap. Then Strong Flow, Royal Auclair. Kicking King is taking a keen tug with Barry Geraghty, the white sleeve jacket. Just hasn't completely switched off. Ven Ottery the same on the outside. Strong Flow just ahead of those. Then Royal Auclair as they straighten up again. Celestial Gold held up towards the rear by Timmy Murphy, and behind him is B4 Salmon with Astonville, and Truckers Tavern is tailing off. They've completed a circuit of the course. Over the next, another plain fence, and the next fence will be their last after another circuit. It's fence number 12. They have 22 in all to jump, a circuit left to cover. Grey Abbey's been in front all the away, jumping magnificently. Sir Rembrandt is just second, then Bally Cassidy. Kicking King getting into the race now, goes fourth on the outside of Strong Flow. Then Pizarro. Next is Ven Autry from Tuchev and the Real Bandit and Royal Auclair. Celestial Gold towards the back with Take the Stand, and then Before Salmon, Astonville, and 6 or 7 lengths last is Trucker's Tavern. Running into the back straight once again, then downhill towards the next, and Sir Rembrandt now getting competitive with Grey Abbey, sent up on the outside by Andrew Thornton as they jump the next. Sir Rembrandt and Grey Abbey, both of these leaders, stout stayers. They're going to ensure this is a test here. They're 4 or 5 lengths clear of Kicking King, with Strong Flow on his inside. Next is Tuchev and Pizarro and Bally Cassidy, and then Take the Stand as they jump the water jump behind the Celestial Gold and Royal Auclair, and then Before Salmon from Astonville and Trucker's Tavern at the tail. This is an open ditch. Grey Abbey and Sir Rembrandt, they just both flew it. Tremendous jumping by the pair of them. They're clear of Kicking King. Then Strong Flow on the right, still travels well enough under Ruby Walsh. Behind Strong Flow then is Take the Stand, the Real Bandit, Bally Cassidy, and then behind Bally Cassidy is Tuchev as Grey Abbey continues to lead up the far side as they race towards this open ditch. Before Salmon's got a lot of work to do at the moment. It's well out the back, and it's Grey Abbey that lands in front there, and down at that was Pizarro. Pizarro is a faller at that as they race towards the next, and it's Grey Abbey from Sir Rembrandt, Kicking King right there on the outside, followed by Take the Stand, then Strong Flow in 5th place. Pizarro, Celestial Gold begins to make some headway, followed by Bally Cassidy, as once again they begin this turn left-handed now. They've got 4 fences left to jump, and it's Grey Abbey and Graham Lee, who's been having a wonderful week, shadowed by Barry Geraghty on Kicking King as they jump the 4th last. Grey Abbey's jumping just hasn't let him down. Kicking King right on terms though, then Take the Stand. Sir Rembrandt back in 4th place, being stoked up from Strong Flow, then the Real Bandit and Celestial Gold. Down towards the 3rd last, Grey Abbey and Kicking King. They're racing as one, jumping 3 out. Kicking King lands ahead there from Grey Abbey in 2nd place. The King George winner gallops to the front. Kicking King here, Take the Stand, running a mighty race in 2nd place, gives chase now. Barry Geraghty steals a half glance, followed by Sir Rembrandt. They run round the final turn, and Take the Stand is laying it down in 2nd place. Tony Dobbin here. Kicking King on the far side will have his stamina tested as they run to the 2nd last. Then Sir Rembrandt. Royal Auclair is running on over 2 out. Kicking King and Take the Stand in the air together. They're well clear of Sir Rembrandt and Royal Auclair. Kicking King has about a length and a half on Take the Stand on the near side. The final fence, Kicking King skims over 3 or 4 lengths clear, and now getting away, and Barry Geraghty shakes him up the hill. Kicking King by 5 or 6 lengths to Take the Stand. It's going to be an Irish winner of the Tote Sport Cheltenham Gold Cup. Kicking King kicking away to win. Kicking King from his 2nd Take the Stand, an amazing run. Sir Rembrandt 2nd last year, 3rd this year. Then Royal Auclair, followed by Grey Abbey and Strong Flow and Celestial Gold. A gap then to Bally Cassidy. Behind Bally Cassidy was the Real Bandit, and then Astonville. And another Gold Cup disappointment for Before Salmon, who's been pulled up. Kicking King, his class came through here. Tom Taff, the winning trainer, he's had a few worries in the last few days with Kicking King. The horse didn't appear to be healthy in the run-up to the Gold Cup. Suddenly he came right again, and he was travelling beautifully all the way. He was a bit fresh in the early stages. Barry Geraghty was trying to get him covered up. He was racing keenly. There was just a slight question mark about whether he would stay the 3 1/4 miles. It was tested here. He drew clear up the hill to win in the style of a very good horse.
Here he comes, Barry Geraghty. What's it compare to winning the Gold Cup to the Champion Chase? How does this feel?
It's good to have to be in the position to be able to compare them. I'm probably fortunate enough to have possibly the 2 best chasers on the go at the minute. He's some too.
You know, Barry, from where I was standing, you seem to be cruising all the way.
I was running away all the time, jumped brilliantly. The last 3, unbelievable, great scope. And you know, he's only 7-year-old. You can see the size in yourself. He wants time. Hello, Shane.
Here's Shane, the head lad. Everybody's coming in. The name Taff will be back in the winner's enclosure here at Cheltenham.
Here with me, Elaine behind Taff, who was out on the gallops yesterday, who's helped husband. You said you're so pleased for Tom.
I'm just so delighted for Tom, because everyone has always put Tom, you know, being who his father was, so I'm just really delighted that I'm sorry for Tom.
No, not a nice agreement, and you've got it back for Ireland.
Yes, it's an amazing moment. And my two little boys, Pat and Alex, at home. Hi guys, we can't wait to see you tonight.
And didn't Barry give him a great ride?
I didn't watch it.
You sound like Henrietta Knight. They look like great owners and
It was
friends.
him and Hen and Jim, and I had to get out, and they just kept shouting out to me, he's okay, he's okay, he's okay.
Go and find the husband.
Oh, I can't wait to see him.
Well, class will out. And this fella looked the coming force when winning the King George. Second of the inadequate trip of the Auclair last year. This trip, as it happened, held no terror swim at all. He was challenged by a thorough stare, but he dug. Barry Geraghty had kept enough in reserve. And watch the fella go. He's a fine jockey, a proper showman. And Kicking King for Tom Taff has taken the gold cap back over the water for the first time since Imperial Call. And this is the new chasing hero to rank alongside Moscow Flower for the Irish. Well, I can hardly tell you this is an incredibly emotional moment for all those involved with Kicking King. This is the place for tears and also for cheers, and we're going to get a few of those as Barry makes that long route back to the winner's enclosure after the Gold Cup at Cheltenham. This is simply the pinnacle of the game.
Kicking King, 5-1 with Sky Bet this morning, generally 9-2 and 4 return. The 4-1 favourite, that Kicking King. He's the 26th favourite in 77 runnings to win the Gold Cup. Ireland win it for the 20th time. He was the 13th Irish trained favourite in the race. He was the 7th to win. And after Hardy Eustace, 7-2 joint favourite in the Champion Hurdle, the 9th time the favourites have won the Champion Hurdle and the Gold Cup, and only the 4th time that Ireland have taken both the championship races. They did it in 49 and 50 with Hatton's Grace and Cottage Rake, and in 1946 Distell and Prince Regent. And tremendous scenes here at Cheltenham, welcoming Kicking King. He stayed the distance all right. Those who doubted him were proven so wrong. Take a Stand ran a screaming race, 25-1, 9th choice of the punters, with Sir Rembrandt third, runner-up last year, third today at 12-1. Fourth horse who won't get paid on that was Royal Auclair at 40-1, but 4-1, Kicking King for Barry Geraghty.
Well, a wonderful performance, a great result, as his wife said, for Tom. Tom has been steeped in horse tradition all his life, and that's his wife Elaine there, but what a wonderful achievement. Tom, of course, was reared up in the shadow of his father, Pat, who won 4 Gold Cups, 3 in Arkle and 1 in Fort Glennie. He bought this horse as a yearling himself and passed him on to Clonacharkson, a great owner of his, and he's delivered him here under a cloud a fortnight ago to win the greatest prize in steeplechase in the Gold Cup. Well wishes all around.
Fantastic scenes, given a wonderful ride too by Barry Geraghty, and a fantastic steer of the crowd.